Have you ever stopped to think about the profound impact of your words? Each sentence we utter carries a weight, shaping our relationships, influencing our inner peace, and reflecting the depth of our character. Words once spoken cannot be recalled. They linger in the minds of others, echoing with meaning long after the conversation has ended. This is why Stoic philosophy, a timeless guide to living a life of virtue and wisdom, urges us to speak with purpose and care. An intelligent person, guided by Stoicism, understands that wisdom is not only measured by what we say, but also by what we choose to leave unsaid. Silence, after all, can often be more powerful than words. In this exploration, we will delve into 11 things an intelligent person never says, each representing a step toward greater self-mastery and harmony in life. These are not merely phrases to avoid, but guiding principles for cultivating resilience, clarity, and meaningful connections. As we journey through these lessons, consider this. How often do your words reflect your best self? Are they building bridges or burning them? The final principle, which we'll uncover at the end, holds a secret to unlocking true freedom in communication. Let's begin this transformative path with the first lesson. 1. Disclosing personal financial details. Why do we feel the urge to share our financial achievements with others? Is it pride, validation, or a desire to impress? Stoic philosophy teaches us that wealth, like all external possessions, is fleeting and irrelevant to our true value. Yet, in modern society, we often measure success by the numbers in our bank accounts or the luxury of our possessions. When we disclose these details to others, what are we truly gaining? Think about it. By sharing your financial successes, you might momentarily attract admiration, but what lingers in the minds of others? Envy, comparison, or even resentment? Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, reminds us, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." This wisdom invites us to reflect on the role of money in our lives. Can it bring us true peace, or does it lead to endless striving and dissatisfaction? Consider a scenario where someone at a social gathering boasts about their recent financial success, perhaps a promotion, a new house, or an investment triumph. Initially, their peers may offer congratulations, but as the conversation unfolds, tension quietly builds. One person might feel inadequate, another might harbor jealousy, and the group dynamic shifts. What seemed like a harmless topic has now introduced a subtle but real divide. An intelligent person, embracing the principles of Stoicism, avoids such discussions because they understand the dangers of oversharing. They recognize that true contentment comes from within, not from external validation. Sharing financial details often leads to misunderstandings and unnecessary judgment. Moreover, it exposes personal vulnerabilities that can be exploited by others. But what about those who ask? How do we navigate conversations where financial matters arise without compromising our values? The Stoic approach would be to redirect the conversation to more meaningful topics, ones that enrich and inspire rather than divide. We might say, "I focus on what brings value to my life beyond material wealth," subtly guiding the discussion toward shared values and experiences. Stoicism teaches us that the pursuit of wealth is a distraction from the pursuit of virtue. When we keep our financial details private, we protect our inner peace and cultivate humility. It's a practice of self-control, an acknowledgement that our worth cannot be measured in dollars or possessions. As we move forward, reflect on this. Are your conversations rooted in a desire to connect, or do they seek to elevate your status? The next principle will challenge another common behavior that silently undermines trust and peace in our lives. Let's explore the delicate power of secrets and the responsibility they carry. 2. Revealing confidential information. Trust is a fragile bond, one that takes years to build, but only moments to shatter. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where someone confided in you, sharing a personal secret or a sensitive detail of their life? In that moment, they placed their faith in you, trusting that their vulnerability would be met with care and discretion. But what happens when we fail to honor that trust? Stoic philosophy teaches us that revealing someone else's confidential information is not merely a social misstep, it's a betrayal of both the other person and our own integrity. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." These words remind us that our actions and words should always reflect our highest values. When we disclose secrets entrusted to us, we harm not only the person who confided in us, but also ourselves. The damage is often irreversible. Trust, once broken, leaves scars that can take years to heal, if ever. Relationships that once felt secure become fraught with doubt. The person whose confidence we've betrayed may begin to question not only us, but also their ability to trust others. Have you ever considered the ripple effects of such an action? A seemingly harmless revelation shared in casual conversation can spiral into larger conflicts. In workplaces, divulging confidential information can lead to professional setbacks, damaged reputations, or even legal consequences. Among friends or family, it can sow seeds of division and long-lasting resentment. The wise person understands that keeping a secret is a sacred duty. It is an exercise in self-control, a demonstration of respect for others, and a commitment to living virtuously. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of inner peace, and peace cannot be maintained if we allow careless words to disrupt the harmony of our relationships. But what if you've already made the mistake of revealing a secret? What can be done to repair the damage? The Stoic path would encourage you to take responsibility, acknowledge your error, and seek to rebuild trust through consistent, honorable behavior. Apologies, though necessary, are only the first step. True redemption lies in demonstrating that you've learned from the experience and are committed to safeguarding trust moving forward. So, the next time someone confides in you, ask yourself, am I worthy of this trust? And when the temptation to share arises, remind yourself of the lasting value of keeping that trust intact. Silence in such moments is not only a sign of respect, but a profound act of wisdom. Now let's pause and reflect together. Have you ever experienced the pain of a broken confidence? Or perhaps you've been the one entrusted with a secret and have honored that trust. Share your thoughts in the comments below, without, of course, disclosing any personal or sensitive details. Your insights could inspire others on this Stoic journey. If you find value in these reflections, don't forget to like this video. Each like helps spread the timeless teachings of Stoicism to more people, fostering a community of thoughtful and resilient individuals. Stay with us as we continue exploring the next lesson, which reveals the hidden dangers of casual conversation. 3. Engaging in gossip and spreading rumors. Few things erode character as swiftly as gossip. It might begin innocently, a casual comment about someone not present, a bit of speculation shared in passing. But soon, it grows, warping perceptions and sowing discord. Why do we gossip? Is it a misguided attempt to connect with others, to feel momentarily superior, or simply a way to fill silence with something dramatic? Stoicism offers a clear answer. Gossip stems from ignorance and a lack of self-control. Epictetus, one of Stoicism's greatest teachers, reminds us, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This simple yet profound guidance encourages us to value listening over speaking, understanding over assuming. When we spread rumors or indulge in idle talk, we not only harm the subject of our words, but also diminish our own dignity. Gossip often thrives on half-truths, embellishments, and outright falsehoods. Imagine the harm a baseless rumor can cause: a friendship tarnished, a career jeopardized, a family divided. These wounds, though invisible, cut deeply, leaving scars that may never fully heal. Marcus Aurelius advised, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." In other words, do not descend to the level of those who harm others through careless words. Instead, rise above, choosing silence and restraint over judgment and malice. Think about the last time you were tempted to share a juicy piece of information. What stopped you? Or did you give in, only to feel a pang of regret afterward? Gossip not only damages others, but also stirs up our own souls, filling us with unease. Each time we speak ill of someone, we reveal more about our own insecurities than about the person we're discussing. An intelligent person, guided by Stoic principles, understands the value of words and the power of silence. They choose to focus on what they can control, their own behavior, rather than passing judgment on others. They seek to build others up rather than tear them down. What if, instead of gossiping, we used our conversations to uplift and inspire? What if we chose to discuss ideas rather than people, solutions rather than problems? By doing so, we not only cultivate deeper, more meaningful relationships, but also strengthen our character. As the saying goes, great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people. Next time you find yourself in a situation where gossip is unfolding, consider this. Will your words contribute to peace and understanding, or will they fan the flames of conflict? The choice is yours, and it speaks volumes about the kind of person you are striving to become. Now, let us move forward to another critical area where our words reveal our inner strength, or lack thereof, the dangers of speaking without thought. 4. Speaking hastily without thought. How often do we regret words spoken in haste? In the heat of the moment, when emotions run high, we may find ourselves uttering phrases that wound others or undermine our own credibility. Yet, once spoken, these words cannot be taken back. Why is it so difficult to pause and reflect before we speak? Stoicism teaches that our ability to control our speech is a direct reflection of our mastery over the self. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength." This calmness, cultivated through deliberate thought and self-restraint, allows us to choose our words wisely. When we speak impulsively, we relinquish this power, letting fleeting emotions dictate our actions. Think back to a time when you spoke without thinking. Perhaps it was during an argument with a loved one or in a tense work meeting. Did your words resolve the situation, or did they escalate the conflict? Most likely, the latter. Hasty words often serve as fuel to the fire, intensifying disagreements and leaving both parties feeling misunderstood or hurt. Epictetus reminds us that it's not things that upset us, but our judgments about things. This principle extends to our communication. When we react without pause, we allow our immediate judgments, often clouded by anger, fear, or frustration, to dictate our responses. However, if we take a moment to breathe and assess the situation, we can respond in a way that aligns with our values and promotes harmony. Consider the impact of thoughtful silence. In moments of conflict, silence can be a powerful tool. It provides space for reflection, allowing us to process our emotions and consider the potential consequences of our words. Silence also signals to others that we are listening and valuing their perspective, fostering an environment of mutual respect. An intelligent person, following the path of Stoicism, understands that words hold immense power. They have the potential to heal or to harm, to unite or to divide. This awareness prompts them to pause before speaking, ensuring their words are deliberate and constructive. They recognize that true strength lies not in the volume of words spoken, but in their precision and purpose. The next time you feel compelled to speak impulsively, ask yourself, Will these words build or destroy? Will they bring clarity or confusion? By choosing to pause and reflect, you embody the Stoic ideal of reason over reaction. As we continue this exploration, we'll delve into another form of unwise speech, one that undermines credibility and damages relationships, making empty commitments. 5. Making empty commitments. Have you ever made a promise you didn't intend to keep? Perhaps it was a quick, "I'll call you later," or "I'll help you with that," spoken more out of politeness than genuine intention. While these commitments might seem harmless at the time, they carry deeper implications. Stoicism reminds us that our words are a reflection of our character. When we make promises lightly, we erode trust, not only in the eyes of others, but also in our own self-discipline. A Stoic understands that every commitment is a test of integrity. Words must align with actions, for integrity lies in doing what we say we will do. Marcus Aurelius captured this perfectly. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. This isn't just about lofty ideals, it's about the everyday commitments we make. Empty promises reveal a lack of thoughtfulness and respect, both for others and for our own principles. Think about a time when someone promised you something but didn't follow through. How did it feel? Perhaps you felt disappointed or even disrespected. Now, consider the reverse. When you failed to fulfill a promise, what did that reveal about your priorities at the time? Did it leave you with a sense of unease or regret? In personal relationships, unfulfilled commitments weaken bonds. Friends and family come to see us as unreliable, and trust begins to wane. In the workplace, failing to deliver on promises can damage professional reputations and hinder teamwork. Leaders, in particular, must embody this principle, as their words set the tone for those they guide. An intelligent person avoids making commitments they cannot or do not intend to keep. Instead, they speak with intentionality, reserving their promises for moments of genuine importance, and when they do commit, they follow through, understanding that each kept promise strengthens their credibility and fosters deeper trust. But what if circumstances change and fulfilling a promise becomes impossible? The Stoic approach would be to communicate honestly and promptly, acknowledging the change and offering to make amends. This transparency demonstrates respect for the other person and preserves the relationship. As you reflect on your own commitments, ask yourself, do my actions consistently match my words? How can I ensure that the promises I make are meaningful and achievable? Share your thoughts in the comments. Have you experienced the impact of an empty promise, either as the giver or the receiver? Your insights might resonate with others and spark meaningful conversations about accountability and integrity. If you're finding value in these reflections, consider liking this video. Each like helps us share the timeless wisdom of Stoicism with a wider audience. Let's continue to explore how we can live more intentionally, starting with our next lesson, the dangers of provocation and how to rise above it. 6. Provoking or agitating others. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where tempers flared and the temptation to retaliate with sharp words or actions felt overwhelming? Perhaps someone insulted you, or you witnessed a heated argument spiraling out of control. In such moments, the desire to provoke or agitate others can seem almost instinctual. But Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies not in fanning the flames, but in mastering our response. Epictetus reminds us, what really frightens and dismays us is not external events themselves, but the way in which we think about them. This principle is especially relevant in conflict. When we react impulsively, allowing emotions to dictate our actions, we surrender our power. Provoking others, whether through words or deeds, disrupts not only the external peace, but also our internal equilibrium. Consider how often provocation stems from insecurity. The need to prove oneself, To assert dominance or to gain the upper hand often drives us to inflame situations unnecessarily. Yet, what is gained from such behavior? At best, a fleeting sense of superiority. At worst, long-lasting damage to relationships and reputations. A Stoic approaches provocation with calmness and restraint. They recognize that while they cannot control the actions or words of others, they have complete control over their own reactions. By choosing not to engage, they preserve their peace and dignity. This isn't about weakness or passivity. It's about exercising deliberate self-control. Imagine a leader in a high-pressure situation. Perhaps their team is facing criticism and tensions are running high. Instead of responding defensively or lashing out, the leader remains composed, addressing the issue with reason and clarity. This calm response not only diffuses the tension, but also sets an example for others, demonstrating the power of maintaining composure under pressure. Historical figures like Mahatma Gandhi exemplify this principle. Faced with immense provocation during India's struggle for independence, Gandhi chose the path of non-violence and calm resistance. His refusal to retaliate with anger or aggression became a powerful force, inspiring millions and ultimately achieving monumental change. In our own lives, we may not face such grand challenges, but the principle remains the same. Whether dealing with a difficult colleague, a misunderstanding with a friend, or an encounter with a stranger, we have a choice: to provoke or to respond with wisdom. The latter requires discipline and self-awareness, but leads to far greater outcomes. Ask yourself, the next time conflict arises, what do I gain by escalating this? How can I respond in a way that reflects my values and preserves my peace? By mastering this practice, we cultivate resilience and strength, hallmarks of a truly intelligent and virtuous person. 7. Lying or deceiving. Why do people lie? Often, it stems from fear. Fear of judgment, fear of consequences, or fear of vulnerability. At times, it may even be driven by a desire to manipulate or gain an advantage. Yet, no matter the motivation, Stoicism teaches us that deceit corrodes the foundation of our character and relationships. Truth, by contrast, is a cornerstone of inner peace and integrity. Lying, Marcus Aurelius wrote, is a departure from reason. When we lie, we abandon our commitment to truth and undermine the trust that others place in us. Lies, even seemingly small ones, have a way of growing. Like a web, they entangle us, forcing us to create more fabrications to maintain the illusion. The result? Anxiety, guilt, and a loss of control over our narrative. Consider the impact of a single lie in a professional setting. An employee, fearing reprimand, falsifies their work progress. Initially, the lie may seem to solve the problem, but as expectations grow based on this falsehood, the deception becomes increasingly difficult to sustain. When the truth inevitably comes to light, the damage extends beyond the immediate consequences. Trust is broken, reputations are tarnished, and the individual's credibility may never fully recover. The same holds true in personal relationships. Lies, no matter how small, plant seeds of doubt. A friend who discovers they've been deceived may begin to question the authenticity of the entire relationship. Over time, these doubts erode the bond, replacing intimacy with suspicion. Stoicism offers a clear path away from deceit, a steadfast commitment to truth. This does not mean we must disclose everything to everyone, but rather that we choose honesty in our words and actions. By doing so, we free ourselves from the burden of maintaining falsehoods. Honesty simplifies life, aligning our external actions with our internal values. But what about difficult truths? Is it not sometimes kinder to spare someone's feelings with a lie? Stoic wisdom would suggest that truth, delivered with compassion and sensitivity, is always preferable. Lies, Even those told with good intentions deny others the opportunity to confront reality and grow from it. Truth, though often uncomfortable, is ultimately liberating. When faced with a moment of potential deceit, ask yourself, what am I afraid of? What would happen if I chose honesty instead? These questions help uncover the root of our fear and remind us of the strength found in truthfulness. By embracing truth, we cultivate trust and authenticity in all aspects of life. As we continue on this path of self-mastery, let's turn our attention to another area where discipline is vital: the way we present ourselves on social media. 8. Oversharing on social media. In the age of social media, the line between private and public life has blurred. Platforms designed to connect us often become stages where we present curated versions of ourselves. But have you ever paused to ask, what is the cost of sharing too much? Stoicism reminds us that peace and fulfillment come from within, not from external validation. Oversharing, in its various forms, can lead to unintended consequences, both for ourselves and those around us. Why do we feel compelled to post every detail of our lives? Perhaps it's the desire for approval, the fleeting satisfaction of likes and comments. Yet, Stoicism teaches us to seek stability in what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, and our character. External approval, no matter how abundant, can never replace the tranquility of a well-ordered mind. Consider the potential risks of oversharing. When we post intimate details about our finances, personal struggles, or relationships, we open ourselves to judgment, envy, or even exploitation. A harmless vacation photo could inadvertently reveal too much about our habits or routines. A candid post about a personal setback might invite sympathy, but also expose vulnerabilities that could be misused. Moreover, oversharing can create pressure. When we consistently present the highlights of our lives, we may feel compelled to maintain that image, even when reality falls short. This disconnect breeds anxiety, as we strive to meet the expectations of an audience we may never truly know. An intelligent person, guided by Stoic principles, understands the value of privacy. They recognize that not every thought or experience needs to be broadcast. Instead, they focus on meaningful face-to-face interactions where authenticity thrives without the distortion of digital filters. They also appreciate the power of silence, knowing that what is left unsaid often speaks louder than what is shared. But how do we balance connection and privacy in the digital age? A Stoic would suggest posting with intention. Ask yourself, does this contribute to my growth or the growth of others? Am I sharing for validation, or is there a deeper purpose? By reflecting on these questions, we can use social media thoughtfully as a tool for genuine connection rather than a source of superficial approval. What about you? Have you ever felt the weight of oversharing? Or perhaps you've learned the value of keeping certain parts of your life private? Share your thoughts in the comments, without, of course, revealing more than you're comfortable with. Your experiences might help others navigate their own relationship with social media. If this reflection resonates with you, consider liking this video. Each like helps spread the wisdom of Stoicism, inviting more people to explore how timeless principles can guide us in modern challenges. Next, we'll delve into another habit to avoid: using humor at the expense of others. 9. Mocking or making fun of others. Mockery, though often disguised as humor, reveals more about the one who mocks than the one being mocked. In the moment, it may seem like harmless fun, a way to entertain others or assert superiority. But what lies beneath this behavior? Stoicism teaches that ridicule stems from insecurity and a lack of empathy, both of which erode our character and relationships. When we mock others, we fail to recognize their humanity. Each person carries their struggles, insecurities, and unique journey. To belittle them is to ignore this complexity and to elevate ourselves at their expense. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." This gratitude for life includes appreciating the diversity of experiences and imperfections in others. Think of a time when you witnessed someone being mocked. Perhaps it was subtle, an offhand joke at someone's expense during a meeting, or more overt, like public ridicule in a social setting. What did it accomplish? Likely it left the target feeling small and the others uncomfortable, eroding trust and respect within the group. Mockery, even when it appears to be light-hearted, damages relationships. It creates an environment of fear and defensiveness, where individuals are less willing to be vulnerable or authentic. Over time, this stifles meaningful connection and fosters resentment. A Stoic avoids mocking not out of fear of conflict, but because they understand the inherent dignity of every individual. They seek to uplift rather than tear down, choosing words that build connection and mutual respect. True humor, after all, does not come at the expense of others, but through shared joy and understanding. Consider the example of Keanu Reeves, known for his humility and kindness in an industry often rife with ego and competition. Despite his success, Reeves consistently refrains from mocking or belittling others. His quiet strength and respect for everyone, from co-stars to crew members, have earned him widespread admiration. His actions remind us that it is possible to lead with compassion and still inspire those around us. The next time you're tempted to make a joke at someone's expense, pause and reflect. What am I trying to achieve? Will this bring us closer or create distance? By choosing empathy over ridicule, we not only strengthen our relationships, but also cultivate a more resilient and virtuous self. Now, let's explore another realm where respect is paramount, how we approach beliefs and religions different from our own. 10. Disrespecting others' beliefs and religions. In a world as diverse as ours, it is inevitable that we will encounter beliefs and religions different from our own. How do we respond in these moments? Do we judge, dismiss, or seek to understand? Stoicism, with its emphasis on rationality and virtue, teaches us to approach such differences with respect and humility. Every individual's beliefs are shaped by their unique experiences, culture, and values. To mock or dismiss these beliefs is to ignore the complexity of their journey. Marcus Aurelius observed, "Adapt yourself to the life you have been given and truly love the people with whom destiny has surrounded you." This includes accepting the rich tapestry of ideas and traditions that others bring into our lives. Disrespecting someone's faith or worldview often stems from a place of ignorance or fear. When confronted with something unfamiliar, it is easier to judge than to seek understanding. But what does this judgment achieve? It creates division, fuels conflict, and closes the door to meaningful dialogue. In contrast, respect fosters connection and mutual learning, even when agreement is not possible. Consider the countless conflicts throughout history fueled by religious or ideological intolerance. Wars have been waged, communities torn apart, and countless lives lost, all because individuals or groups could not accept differing beliefs. Yet, history also offers examples of harmony, where respect and understanding have led to coexistence and even collaboration between diverse groups. A Stoic recognizes that while beliefs may differ, the shared human experience unites us. They focus on common values: justice, courage, temperance, and wisdom, rather than the specific paths individuals take to live by those values. This perspective allows for a deeper appreciation of others without compromising one's principles. Think of a conversation where beliefs were exchanged respectfully. What did it achieve? Likely both parties left with a greater understanding, even if their views remained unchanged. Such interactions are opportunities for growth, not only in knowledge, but in the practice of patience and empathy. The next time you find yourself in a discussion about beliefs or religion, ask, "Am I listening to understand, or am I listening to respond? What can I learn from this perspective?" even if I do not agree. By choosing respect over judgment, we contribute to a more harmonious world and strengthen our own character. As we near the end of this journey, let's turn to a final, vital principle: how to handle personal dissatisfactions with wisdom and grace. 11. Complaining about personal dissatisfactions. Life is full of moments that challenge our expectations. Whether it's a missed opportunity, a personal failure, or unmet desires, dissatisfaction is inevitable. But how we respond to these moments defines our character. Stoicism teaches that external events are beyond our control. What matters is our internal response. Complaining about our dissatisfactions does not change our circumstances, but reveals our inability to accept them with grace. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Complaints arise when we focus on what we cannot control, allowing frustration to dominate our thoughts. This habit not only saps our energy, but also clouds our ability to see solutions and learn from our experiences. Consider a common scenario: a person who constantly complains about their job. Each day, they express dissatisfaction with their workload, their boss, or their co-workers. Yet, despite their complaints, the situation remains unchanged. Over time, their negativity affects their performance, their relationships at work, and even their personal life. Instead of finding ways to improve their circumstances or exploring new opportunities, they become trapped in a cycle of frustration and inertia. Complaining, especially when habitual, creates a mindset of victimhood. It places blame on external factors and absolves us of responsibility. A Stoic, however, embraces a different perspective. They view challenges as opportunities for growth and practice gratitude for the aspects of life they can influence. Instead of lamenting what is lacking, they focus on what can be done. Take a moment to reflect. When was the last time you faced dissatisfaction? How did you respond? Did your complaints lead to any meaningful change, or did they simply amplify your frustration? Imagine how different the outcome might have been if, instead of complaining, you chose to reflect and act with purpose. Stoicism encourages us to transform dissatisfaction into action. If a situation can be changed, we should work toward that change with patience and determination. If it cannot, we must learn to accept it, finding peace in the knowledge that our worth is not diminished by external circumstances. This mindset not only fosters resilience, but also cultivates a sense of empowerment as we shift our focus from what we lack to what we can achieve. As we conclude this journey through the 11 things an intelligent person never says, remember that wisdom is not only found in action, but also in restraint. Each principle we've explored serves as a guide to living a life of greater purpose, clarity, and inner peace. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Stoicism and its profound teachings. If you found these reflections valuable, consider sharing your thoughts in the comments below. Have you recognized any of these habits in yourself or others? Which principle resonates with you the most? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more insights on Stoic living and personal growth. Together, let's continue to cultivate wisdom, resilience, and virtue in our daily lives. Thank you for your time, and may you find tranquility and strength on your journey.